Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to make a U-pocket. Later on as we go along you will see that I have actually given a little piece underneath the pocket which will make it like a flat pocket. You really don't need this if you're going to make it only a patch pocket, but the rest of the process is same. So let's go ahead and see how to finish a U-pocket. There are different ways of attaching the zip, and this is one way. My fabric hasn't got the right or wrong side, but if you have a right and wrong side, just follow what I'm doing so that then you should sew on the right side of the fabric. Just center your zip in case if your zip is a little bit longer than your fabric. So basically go and sew an edge stitch from here to here. Let's go ahead and place the zipper like so. I've changed my foot to the zipper foot and go and sew a straight stitch. We have just sewn this stitch. Let's go ahead and put it this way, like so, and go and sew another edge stitch. Okay, starting and finishing with the back stitch, let's sew on the other side of the zipper. Okay, we have sewn the zipper on both the sides. Remember, this is the right side and the seams are visible on the right side. There's a reason behind this because we are going to finish this with binding. So let's just give it a quick iron on both the sides. Flip it over and just give it a quick iron. So the inside of the zipper is also neatly finished. We have pressed the seams flat, so now we need to finish this. So for that we're going to go and place a bias binding on top like so, and just sew an edge stitch, and after we've done that we're going to sew an edge stitch on either side. That way both the sides it's neatly finished. Exactly the same way we're going to do it on the other side as well. Let's place a binding like so. Just cover the stitch ever so slightly, and if you position your foot right then it should sew on the same line as we've sewn before. So let's go ahead and do that. Gonna lift my presser foot up, pull the puller away, and then I can sew without any hassle. So now I go on the other side and then sew an edge stitch. We now are going to finish the other side exactly the same way like we did the first one. Here is the two bindings we have sewn on either side of the zipper. Before we move on, you can use this as a patch pocket. We're going to bind the edge with the bias binding tape, but I'm going to show you something else. This could be a flat pocket which is like hanging free, but which will only attach on this side. So for that you need a little extra fabric which is not in your pattern. So I'm going to take this fabric here, place it up on top like so, and pin it to my pocket. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, that's the right side of the fabric, wrong side of the fabric. It's all going to be binded. You don't have to have matching fabrics, but if you have scraps left over, this is a good way of using it. Let's go ahead and trim a little bit on either side because this is not very straight. So just go ahead and trim this. Also cut the pocket like so. The same way I'm going to trim on this side as well, just to make it a bit more straight in the edge. After putting the binding, it's all become a little bit up and down. So there you go. Leave this, if you have little fabric here, don't worry about it. That's all going to go in and get attached. So now we're going to bind this all around with the bias binding. So take the binding maybe about 1/2 inch extra than what you need, and what we're going to do, we're going to first sew a stitch on the edge all around so that both the layers of the fabric are kind of intact and it won't move. Place your fabric like so, and let's just go ahead and sew an edge stitch. This is pushing my fabric away, so I'm going to change this into my normal foot and then sew an edge stitch. Okay, we have now got a pocket zipper pouch. We now need to go and attach the binding all around the pocket. Let's take the binding we have cut earlier, and we're going to open the binding like so, place it to the edge and align it. Don't worry about the base fabric because that's not the real pattern. The brown one is the pattern. So just align it like so, and then when you're turning the U bend, just make sure you ease it a little bit like so. And then let's just go ahead and sew. You don't need to sew on the fold, sew a little bit away inside on the fold. You'll see later on why we need this. Okay, I'm going to place my binding like so. Align the edge of the binding to the edge of my fabric, and then I'm just going to place my foot and sew away from the fold, and I'm about 1/8 inch away from the fold. Let me also pull my zipper puller away, and see, I'm easing the fabric. I'm not pulling my bias binding, I'm just easing it out, so it should go as easy as possible. Okay, this is how it looks when you lay it on the table. Now open it and see there's no wrinkles. There shouldn't be any wrinkles when you ease it out, otherwise it's not going to give you a neat finish that we're looking for. Okay, so let's put the binding back the way it was before, and just go and trim little bit, not too much, probably about 1/8 inch of the allowance along with the binding. Because when it's going to be bound and we're going to put a top stitch, it's all going to look very neat. Okay, you can see along with the binding I have trimmed the edges, and that's a very, very, very thin strip. So that's come off the binding. So you can see there's a very tiny bit of allowance there. So now we're going to turn it over like so. And when you fold and kind of feel the binding, so this edge should match the edge at the bottom, and this can only be done by hand and you only can feel it, and go ahead and place it like so, and we're going to iron it flat so it kind of sits in place and we can go and sew a top stitch. Okay, we'll start from one side like so, and then ease your bias binding while making sure that it kind of has the same edging all around, so the fold needs to be neat like this. So there you have it. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go and sew an edge stitch on top of this edge, inner edge. I have changed my foot to the blind hem foot, and let's just go ahead and place it like so, and adjust your the end attachment so that it kind of aligning with the edge of the binding, and the stitch line is going to be perfect. So that is something that you need to do on your machine, and let's just go ahead and sew a top stitch. Always keep your eye on this attachment, not on the needle, on here, and guide it through so it's kind of edging the edge of the binding. We have neatly sewn the binding in. Now just give it a quick iron and your pocket is now ready to go. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this technique. Hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching.